I
Hello,
am,
everyone. My name is Dominic.
Hello, my name is Jamal.
It is.
and I am Josh.
He
Yes.
is.
And welcome back
is.
to Soul Oasis.
Welcome back.
It's been a week.
It's been a week.
We've missed you. And we're here to speak for the trees.
It's been a month. There's a sad cat behind me.
I didn't even see it at first.
It was part of your beard.
Yeah,
I did see it.
It's basically the same color. He's been traumatized. He's been treated badly.
Let's see what kind of father you're going to be.
Oh, wow.
No.
Not by me, by my wife.
Okay.
He's
I know
hiding
what kind
in
of
here.
mother she's going to
He's hiding in here with me.
Says a
He
lot
stepped in
about that
stuff he
household.
shouldn't have.
Oh.
And so my wife washed his paws, and his tail got caught in the crossfire. So he's very sad.
That's what he gets.
He's like glaring at the door.
Revenge. Revenge.
Avenge me. No.
He's like,
Well,
"How
let's
could
get
you do
this
to me,
thing
mother?"
started. I hope
Okay.
that you all had a really, really great week. And
Yes.
I'm glad that y'all are here, back with the group, the trio, the
Here we
Tres
are.
Amigos. Joshua, would you like to start off our check-ins?
CMAS testing is over. I'm
Hooray.
very happy. Because, I feel like either I'm like not needed at all or like really needed.
Yeah.
I did find a job opportunity that I'm going to explore this next week.
Okay.
I'll let you guys know when I know more about it, but I am excited. There's actually two that I'm thinking about.
Okay.
Why are you looking for a new job? Is it because you don't like your job, or is it like summertime?
No, it's not that I dislike my job. I just feel like it's not really focused on what I want to do, and I don't really have the time to be floundering right now. I want to be like really specifically doing things that lead towards me getting my BCPA and moving forward instead of, this job is good and it keeps up my practice with a lot of things, but it isn't actually helping me move forward towards my goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, again, it was great to have when I moved up here, but I think it's time to move on. Oh my goodness, Kat, you look so pathetic. He was standing right in front of the computer screen. He looks so sad. Oh my goodness. You look like you've been tortured. All right. Anyway, so I'm very glad that that's over, the CMAS testing stuff. I have a group that I play board games with. I don't know if I've told you guys this story, but I was standing in Mass one day, and this guy walked up to me and was like, "Josh?" And I was like, "What?" And it was actually one of my friends from Santa Fe University of Art and Design.
Yep.
And so he has a board game group. And I found out one of the guys at the board game group plays Warhammer the Old World.
Okay.
And that's been kind of my one thing of getting into Warhammer the Old World, of like, nobody plays it. So I was thinking about doing like Grand Cathay, but then I was like, why don't I just do Lizardmen and then use the square base converters? So then I technically, have two armies.
Yeah.
Kat, what are you doing? So yeah, I've been working on that a bit, enjoying it. My friend, from church, he actually also has a podcast. I think it's called Girl Dads. So I think he's trying to recruit me.
You're gonna be a two podcaster?
Yeah, I'll just become like those comedians who are like on every single podcast that you're like, how did this dude get on here?
Might be the way.
Yeah.
Probably not. I don't think I have the brain power to do multiple podcasts.
How often is his?
I have no idea. I've told him to send me some, but he has like 4 daughters, so
Oh,
yeah, he's a busy man.
he's a girl's dad. Sure.
Yeah, no, we went out to dinner with them last week, and the girls were hilarious. They were cracking me up the entire time.
That's awesome.
But yeah, no, it's really nice. I'm gonna introduce you guys sometimes because I feel like you guys would really like him. Uh, Progress on my book, not very good. I've done the outline for the epilogue and then trashed it and then did it again. And
Okay.
so I'm already George R. Martining it really hard.
I don't know, because his is like 15 years due or something like that.
I know, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I don't know if I'd call that progress, but I did work on it, which
There you go.
is pretty good.
That is
I think it
good.
is progress. You made it. You didn't like it. Threw it away. Did another one. Threw it away. That's progress.
Well, it was kind of the thing that Dom was talking about last week of that, like, when you're looking at something that you wrote when you were younger and then going like, oh, well, I don't know if it, because like it was an idea that I came up with and I was writing it out and I was like, I don't know if this really works for me anymore. So, I maybe I'm being a bit of a hypocrite since I was arguing for Dom to keep those ideas that you come up with when you're younger, that I immediately am going like, I don't know about this anymore. What I'm saying is have an open mind. Like don't judge things unnecessarily, but do what works.
Well, I mean, you also grow, right?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I watched Megamind and I watched Hancock. And I watched them back to back. And I was like, I'm gonna have to make my own movie. I like acting. I'm gonna do my own movie. And I wrote a whole script out. And it was called Five Senses. And I made a superhero that was just like Hancock, not like drunk and everything, but like
the best part. No, I'm kidding.
I know. But he was awesome, just like Hancock. But his powers were he had heightened abilities of the five senses. And the premise of it is still cool, I feel. But then I was reading the script I wrote, and I was like, this is garbage.
You're like, I feel like it's in the knowledge department because like my biggest issue with my prologue is that funny. I was using my understanding of the world at the time to create this disaster. And now I'm much more like wanting to make the disaster more fantastical, so I have more power over the rules of the disaster. Because originally I was trying to use like a purely scientific disaster, but I realized that limits me a lot more because I'm not someone who wants to like make up bullshit science. Yeah, to be like, oh, somehow Cybertron is right by Earth and we're all cool. Like Transformers 3. But yeah, no, I want like I'm trying to like rewrite it into more of like a disaster that like is more mystical so I can make up my own rules for it and I'm not as limited. Okay. So that's really what my struggle is that's caused me to rewrite, because I want to keep it so that the threat is imminent and like catastrophic, but I also don't want to sit there and follow the rules of the universe. And I know that a writer can just choose to break the rules of the universe. There's no rule saying that you have to write a perfectly scientifically sound novel, but if I'm going to use science, I tend to want to try to follow it. It's just a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, I get
it. Yeah.
So that's what's kept me stuck on the. Did I say epilogue? I meant prologue. If I said epilogue earlier,
you said
I apologize.
prologue.
Okay, good. Ooh. So yeah, I've been stuck on the prologue, and also just like trying to make it not, because like my original was so dark because it was just where I was in my
And
life.
then they died again.
And I want to keep that darkness because I like dark stories, but now knowing how it's going to end, I want to make it kind of match up, because I like that Brandon Sanderson talks about like your beginning and end are almost like bookends. Like if someone went and read the beginning and then read the end, even though they won't have the context, it should have some sort of through line.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'm thinking like not book wise, but series wise, which is a little too ambitious probably. But I was like, I want to have a little bit more light at the start to match the light at the end.
Yeah.
May just be where I am in my life.
Perhaps.
So that's me.
Okay. Jamal, would you like to check in?
Yes, my week has been pretty good. Went out to some dinners, had a decent time at work, and there's new behavior sprouting, which I think is awesome because we're going over new work materials, and when new stuff is implemented, new things are going to occur, right? So I think that's awesome. I love what we do. I think we do what we do for a reason, if you think about it, right? And I don't like it. Like I said the other week, they're at our clinic because they have behaviors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for the people who are like, ugh, this kid is upset and throwing a tantrum, he's doing it for a reason. It's our job to help him come up with strategies and replacement behaviors and all this stuff, right? So I love it. I love it, love it, love it. If something new pops up, I love it. It means I'm doing something right in my mind.
Who's running at you with a knife? Ooh.
Yeah,
all right.
come on.
Whee!
Come on. No. But it was cool. I had dinner with a friend and their parents. It was like a group of us and their parents were there, right? And so it got real awkward for a moment because me and my friend were eating dinner and then the other friend group is over there. Then the parents are there and the dad, I don't know the like, maybe I should be saying this, I don't care. I don't know the like dynamic between the dad and the son-in-law, but we're friends with the girl, right? And so the husband is like trying to do the most. He's one of those friends, though extroverted, but he's like, it's got to be my way. You know what I mean? Like in the sense of I'm doing everything. I'm showing. I'm being too flamboyant in the sense of the attention has to be on me, and I'm gonna overtake this conversation. I'm gonna do this. Like he's trying to be the main character, and it's obvious. And so the father is like doing all these comments and like, oh no, Jamal is awesome. I love like how he's not forcing anything. You're like, like slick comments, and I'm like, bro, I feel bad for you because like you can tell he really wants everybody to like him, but it's like the dad is like, man, you're doing too much, and I get that, a lot. But it was
Showing
funny.
out for the homies.
Yeah, that's a tough dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah, father-in-laws. It's it like I respect the hell out of my father-in-law, and I even would say I love him in like he's family. But there's always that, barrier, and I kind of get it now that I'm having a daughter, because like just the thought of imagining a son-in-law sends me into apoplectic shock, like rage. So I definitely understand him better. Not fully, because obviously his kids are grown and mine isn't even born yet. So I would never claim to have the understanding. But if I'm feeling this way now, I can understand. It's just a weird dynamic because, like, men, I think, have the life cycle of being a hypocrite.
Mm.
You know, like when we're younger and girl crazy, and then all of a sudden, if you end up having a girl daughter, you're all of a sudden like, oh no. So
yeah,
that's what I.
The thing with him, The dad is actually a really cool person, and I get it. Like, that's my daughter. But the dude, the other dude, the son-in-law, his personality is just a try hard. Not even with it's anything.
Yeah.
Like we could be going to dinner, and it's like without just me and him, and it's like, oh my god, like it doesn't have to be about you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But to be fair, if he's hanging out with his stepdad, not his stepdad, sorry, if he's hanging out with his father-in-law, there's so much pressure on him to be something.
yeah,
Having felt that before, like I don't really, I tend to get more quiet around Abby's family because I want to try to I don't want to say something stupid, and I know that I'm very good at saying stupid things. Uh, so yeah, I feel for your friend is what I'm saying. Like I feel sympathy for the guy because it is hard to know because you're afraid of not doing enough and coming across like you don't want to be involved with them, which is what I tend to sometimes put across without meaning to.
yeah.
And then there's doing too much and looking kind of weak because you are trying too hard. Because you want to get the balance between being too aloof or being too involved.
Yeah.
So I feel for
equal
him.
spot. Yeah. There's I had this discussion at my work the other day. And I want to know how you feel about it. But this girl came and asked everybody, like, what did you want to be when you grew up? Right? And everyone had these weird question or answers, right? They were like, oh, I want to be, a scientist. I want to be a veterinarian. I want to do this. I want to do that. And which is great. We all have those goals and dreams. But then it's like, okay, well, she asked, why did you stop? Well, she didn't ask why you stopped, but she was like, she just made a note like, oh, you wanted to be this, but like, here you are doing this now. And I was like, dang, that's kind of crazy. And then she asked me and I told her, and then she was like, oh, and I'm like, well, I can't, I'm not a person that's going to like stop my dreams and goals and everything like that. But it's so weird to be like, out of everybody that's here, I'm like one of the only people that's trying to do something along the lines of that I grew up wanting to do or put my work and effort and time into. But I wanted to ask you, like, what did you want to be? And are you still on track for that? And if not, where did that go wrong?
Do you
Where did that go wrong?
Are you
Yeah.
are we talking about the original thing, like my first remembering of
Like
what I
you
wanted to be when I
put,
grow up?
nah, like when you grew up and you're like, if someone was like, hey, I want to be a veterinarian. And then they were like, interest is dogs, animals, all this stuff. And then eventually they meet somebody who's a veterinarian and they're like, they do work and they go to college and try to get a veterinarian school. Then all of a sudden they graduate and now they're a shoemaker. You know what I'm saying? Like just something that's not at all what they were going to do.
Okay. So at the end of the day, this is gonna sound really, really cheesy, and I apologize. And I don't want it to make it sound like I have a complex of some kind, because I probably do. But
We all do.
I have always wanted to be a hero. Not like when I was a kid, I wanted to be Iron Man, but no one liked Iron Man when I was a kid. So everyone was like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "Iron Man." I get very upset as a child, but I also wanted to be a shepherd as well. I wanted to be Iron Man shepherd because, like Jesus, I thought Jesus was a shepherd. So I wanted to be like shepherd Iron Man, and I draw pictures of Iron Man with a shepherd crook.
Okay.
But anyway, so like that, I even like my want to be an actor. I think kind of like not that my want to be an actor wasn't honest. Like I love acting and I love all that stuff. But I wanted to play heroes like Indiana Jones and Iron Man, like almost like, and then I wanted to use that wealth and prestige to like help people. Um, so I very much do feel like I'm on track, as difficult as it can be, because when I come home after helping someone who couldn't help themselves, it is very much like that Spider-Man feeling of like, or like if I see like something is turning aggressive and I see someone trying to handle it who can't, I just jump in. I do not care. I don't care if it upsets people. I don't jump in and like take charge, but I jump in with whatever the um, physical part of it is, because I'd rather me get hit than someone else. That's just my thing in life. And um, yeah, I do think I am. I'd love to say I don't feel like I'm on track because it doesn't always feel great. But I think, yeah, no, I feel like I am on the path of serving others, and that's what a hero is at the end of the day. It's not someone who's strong or smart or anything like that. It's just serving the people around you.
Well
Okay.
said. Yeah.
So what about your acting? Like you went to college, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you wanted to be an actor.
Yeah.
And that changed in college, which I will give you, not like the whole goal, but like you got a political science degree, right?
Well, I got that just because I I got the political science degree because two reasons. I wanted to stay in college longer with you guys. I hate to say it, but that was really the reason at
I
the end
love
of the
it.
day. Uh, I loved my friend group and I loved my girlfriend, who's now my wife. I did not want to leave because I was on track to be gone before everyone.
Yes.
So part of me was stalling. I'll be totally honest. And then the second part was I wanted to try to impress Abby's parents by being something more than an actor.
Okay.
Mm.
Um, I don't regret it really because it did help me learn a lot. They're both kind of useless degrees, I won't lie, but I would never trade that time, even though I'm still paying it off. um, I would never trade that time with you guys or that time with Abby or the stuff I learned about myself. My real change in acting, like, I mean, I was full, like, I'm going to be a Hollywood actor. That change didn't hit me until probably 3 or 4 months into living in Albuquerque. And it was like, it was not a, it was, Dom remembers this. It was not a subtle change over time. Well, maybe it was for Dom. I don't know. But it really felt like I just got punched in the face.
He's pretty
Uh,
abrupt.
and I think it was that meme I sent you guys. I'm sorry, audience. Clearly you did not see the meme we sent you, but like it's talking about how, like, girls have a biological clock for children, but I feel like men have a spiritual clock for children. And so it was my first time working in ABA, and I was falling more deeply in love with my wife. I was getting very close to proposing. We knew we wanted to get married. We knew that was the direction it went in, but it was going from like attraction love to like rubber meets the road love, I guess, because some of the time in Albuquerque was really tough. And like one morning, I just woke up on a weekend and just told Dom, like, I think this is what I want to do. And I remember, like, I thought it would be really angsty and tough, but I found that if my life utterly diverged from theater, which I hope it doesn't, from acting in theater, I hope it doesn't. But if for some reason my life did utterly diverge, I would still be happy.
Mm.
And that was kind of the realization for me, because I knew I wanted to have a kid more than anything. I wanted to be a dad. And I know people have heard me harp on this on the podcast before, so I don't want to do it in too much, but like my vocation became more important than my job or my dream.
Yeah.
And not that your job and your dream are not important. Like the whole point of this podcast is kind of to talk about pursuing those things. But I highly encourage everyone who's listening and watching to try to find your vocation. That can also be your why. And for me, is I want to have a family. I want to come home and hug my daughter and hopefully sons, maybe some sons. I would like some sons. But whatever they are, I want to come home and hug them and know that everything I did that day was for them. And I think in a way, like, that is always what I've wanted. Like, what's more heroic than a dad that gives up everything for his kid? Because on the flip side, what's more villainous than a dad who abandons his kid? So on the flip side of that coin,
I was
fatherhood.
about to make a joke.
I was fatherhood is a true act of heroism. It is giving of yourself to serve everyone around you.
I like that.
Because when people say dads are the head of the household, they don't mean dads go around bossing everyone around. A true leader is someone who lays down everything. And look, I'm still struggling with it. Clearly, I don't know if everyone can see my hands. Like I struggle with laying down my wants and my goals and my dreams every day.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I just woke up and solved it. I woke up and realized what I really wanted, but like again, it's hard to go like, wait, what? Like when I realized that I was probably only going to have 1 week of summer break, I felt the boy inside of me scream. Because I had all these plans that we were going to be playing Diablo every day and like just like being really stupid, not being sensitive to anyone's schedule, mind you. And I realized that probably the way that it works is Lizzie will be born around the 10th of June, and I'm off the last week of May. Like that's the last week of school, which means most likely I will only have 1 week of summer break. And I'm telling you, I wanted to scream like a baby, like a child, because I was like, that's not fair. As if I had nothing to do with it. So yeah, again, that's part of life of like fighting against the, at least I think for a dad, every day is going like, well, I want to do this.
Yeah.
You don't get to do what you want. And
That's
so
true.
sorry to monologue for 8 years on that.
Okay.
But yeah,
I brought it up because everyone had different goals and dreams. They weren't doing anything that they wanted to do, right? And I always say I can't. Like I need to finish this. There was one time in my life where my dreams and goals started to shift because of a similar situation. And like you said, I would still have been happy, you know what I mean? Because
mm-hmm.
the why, or not the why, but my why was still the same reason. But
Yeah.
the things that were occurring changed. And so I was like, okay, well, I don't have to go open a theater right here. I don't have to go try to be on like a big show or something. I was like, I could just do community theater and just be fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as long as I was happy in the situation. And like I said, I would have still been happy with those decisions I would have made. It just other things were occurring. But then
Yeah.
after that situation, I was like, well, this is what I want to do. Like my whole life has been acting. My whole life has been this. Like I have my goals, my destiny, my dream to do it. Like, I want to open this theater. I want to go act on everywhere I can and do everything that I can because I love it. But to see it just disappear was hard for me in the moment. It was a hard decision to make in that moment. And it's hard now to see other people's goals and dreams disappear.
It
I
is
talked to
hard.
Dominic the other day
Yeah.
about like situations and stuff like that and how it's impactful to I don't want to be held responsible for someone else losing their goals or dreams because I'm not going to lose mine. And so I was like, that's just hard to deal with and see from other people. I think that's what's hard too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's. I think that it wears on you because again, dreams, no matter what they are tough. It is not just acting dreams. Every dream is tough.
Yeah.
And when you see people around you giving up and settling for less, there's that little voice in your head that goes like, will that be me?
Yeah.
And it's hard. And again, I want to say this to everyone, you guys and our listeners, that everyone is different. Every journey is unique. Just because this worked for me and I am happy with it does not mean that it's going to be for everyone. Like, just because, like, I am, and it could even be the same thing. Like, I know that Dominic wants to be a dad. We've talked about it. And I know that you want to be a dad, Jamal. But that doesn't mean that you guys want to be a dad in the same way that I want to be a dad.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not like I want to be a dad, but you guys don't want to be a dad like me, so you're not as good. That's not what I'm saying. There is different ways on this path. There is only one truth and one morality. However, there are many paths.
Yeah.
And just because I want to do it this way doesn't mean that it's the one right way. Or, you guys want to do this. Like, again, going back to our thing of knowing the rules so you can break them. If you decide fully and consciously what you're leaving to go to something else, that is your choice. But do not let yourself be forced to give it up.
Yeah.
That is when it's true failure. When you are forced by your own mind of saying you can't do it. When you walk away from that path instead of shifting, that is when you have failed yourself. But no, you can get back on it. You can get back up on that horse. You can fall off for a while and be like, I give up. But as long as you always get back up again, it's not really fully giving up. So anyone who's following the arts in some way, if you need to put it down for a while, if you need to take a break, if you think that you need to go and clear your head, you can do it, but just know that you are the only person keeping you from that path.
Yeah.
You can always come back.
Yeah. Yeah, well said, yeah.
So what about you, Dom? Same question Jamal asked me to you.
Which one? That one or the check-in?
Well, I guess like kind of all of them at the same time. Did you always know you wanted to be an actor, or was it like
No.
me, where it was like you wanted to be something?
Jamal about it a while back. I didn't
Oh,
know.
okay.
Yeah, my week was good, by the way. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I ate fogo de chao. Maybe too much. I felt terrible afterwards, but it was good.
I'll send you a massive Warhammer set.
I will accept it.
You'll get an old world box and be like, damn it, Josh, stop bribing me into these games.
Oh, well. But I didn't know for sure. When I got to middle school, you had to pick an elective, and I thought that theater arts just seemed the most fun, so I picked that one. And I didn't even do theater arts after I left Texas for Mississippi.
Really?
I went into art. And I got into like competition and stuff like that. That was fun. But then when I went back to... I don't even know what happened. When I went back to San Antonio...
Can I pause you for a second?
Okay, go ahead.
So you did art, like drawing, like
yes.
stuff like that? So you mean to tell me in almost the 10 years we've known each other, and I would show you what I was sketching, you never once brought up, oh yeah, I did art.
I mean, I was a kid. I just was in art class.
You said you went to competitions.
Oh no.
Oh no, it froze. It'll be back. Hold on. He got so upset it froze everybody.
Oh yeah.
I wonder.
I
can hear him now, but his picture's a little off.
Hello.
I'm sorry. I got so bad, and I saw the reconnecting thing. I was like,
okay,
that's all right. But hold on. Let's see. We can wait for a few seconds. I'm hoping it will refresh, like you said. But
yeah, he didn't tell me he did art until we lived in this apartment, low key, and I was like, "Dang!"
Yeah,
he started showing me his artwork. It was cool.
I got some art sets, and I tried to relearn how to draw, and I got bored. But but I used to buy Shonen Jumps, especially when I moved to Mississippi. And I would practice just drawing the drawings in One Piece or Naruto or Bleach on a larger scale. See if I could draw in that art style. And I was
That's
pretty
awesome.
good at it. And then I made a cheetah, I told you. I made a cheetah. I submitted, it was oil pastel painting, and I got it in a competition. It wasn't even really fully me. The teacher corrected my first draft, and I just went with that. And then I just colored it.
I only sketch. I do like lots of sketches of the characters and
Yeah,
the book
I
I'm
haven't
writing.
drawn seriously in a very long time. But I wasn't in theater arts at that time. When I moved back to San Antonio the next year, because my mom got another new job, and she had to go learn French and leadership and all that. I went back to the middle school I left, and I don't even know. I don't think I was in theater arts, but I don't know what I would have been in instead. I know I had wood shop, and I don't think that was an elective. I think we just had to take wood shop.
Did you do sports? I know you did quite a bit of athletic stuff.
I did do athletics, but not in that grade or not at that school. 'Cause teams were already set. I didn't do any of that stuff. Excuse me for my voice. I don't know what's going on today. Josh has still not returned from the ether. What is going on? Well,
Would you say
that's
I've
going to
been
be an
maybe-
awkward podcast episode. See if you can turn off your camera, Josh, and turn it back on.
Okay.
On Riverside, not on in your
Riverside,
real life.
Got it.
Yeah,
Got
who
it.
knows? Whatever works. But yeah, I don't think I went back to theater arts. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't think I went back to theater arts. But anyway, when I went to, this is a bit of a long-winded story now. When I went and I moved to Canada, they only had two options. It was a very small school. It was the only school that had English. It was either art or theater arts. And I picked theater arts. I was like, I had fun. And it wasn't until we were doing all this stuff, I don't know if it was 8th grade or 9th grade, and I thought, because I wanted to be a paleontologist or an archaeologist.
I remember you telling
Or
me
I
that.
knew I had to do something in math and sciences because I was good at math and sciences.
Mhm.
But I thought I would just get bored with this because we had a class with who was my football coach and would have been my basketball coach if it wasn't such a pain. And screaming me. Anyway, we had a project where you had to pick a career and then put out like all this information on it and speak about what you would do in that career. And I did do, like I had archaeologist, but there was also voice actor, and he didn't consider that a real job. And anyway, I don't even know what I picked in the end, but I thought the job I pick, I want to be something I enjoy for the rest of my life. I want to have fun. And the job I pick, I want to love it forever. And I didn't think archaeologists, I just gave off the dogs right there. I didn't think archaeologist, paleontologist, or anything was something that I was going to love as much as acting. Because when I was a little kid, I did want to be a singer.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I was
really
waiting
wanted
for
be a
that to
singer.
come in. I was like,
But it was just like, oh, that'd be cool. And eventually I was like, well, I want to find dinosaur fossils in Egypt. But
I remember
yeah, in
when we
Canada,
first-
8th or 9th grade is when. Wait, what were you gonna say?
I was just saying, I remember when I first met you and we were like talking. We met in like a movement class and we were partnered together. And the teacher kept saying something like, I had like a great body for movement, but through just sheer not stretching and injuries that I was ruined. So the joke between me and Dom became like, I was perfect in every way.
Yeah,
Like, you're like, oh, yes, yeah, perfect in every way. And we just like, that's how we became friends. We never really talked about it. We just like,
no, we just kept using it with no
Yeah.
context.
I don't think we
Yeah.
even asked each other. We just walked to lunch together, continuing to make the joke. But I remember, like, a couple days into our friendship, I was talking about my dreams of like being like an action hero and stuff like that. And Dom, I was like, "What do you want to do?" Thinking that he was going to say something similar to me. And Dom looks at me and goes like, "I'm going to be the emperor of entertainment." Just dropped on me. I was like, "Okay, this is a guy that you got to keep in your life. Like, if someone like just drops that on you, like."
How
Yeah,
well
so
that's
I just
going,
wanted to
huh?
share that. I just wanted to share
Yeah.
that, like, and that's trademarked, by the way. If you steal that, we will come after you.
Yeah. But yeah, eventually I decided I wanted to do acting. And it wasn't until I moved back to San Antonio and Apple Music released. I don't know if I've told you, I'm pretty sure I didn't have access to full albums growing up because they cost money. So I could only buy certain songs sometimes. I started listening to all of Drake's music. And it didn't convince me because I was like, I wanted to rap, but I didn't decide I wanted to sing until I listened to Drake. So I was like, he does both. He's the biggest. He wasn't the biggest at that time, but he was pretty huge. I was like, I'm gonna act and I'm gonna rap and sing. And then eventually I thought, I'm gonna
Why
just do
stop
all.
there?
Yeah, like why stop there? I'm the best at everything.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
might as well
because
just be the best in all of entertainment.
yeah, I remember asking you like, "What does the emperor of entertainment mean?" And you're like, "I don't want to just be the best actor. I want to be the best actor, the best singer, the best dancer." Like just going those. I was like, "Whoa."
And that's still the goal technically. We'll see if I can
Yeah,
pull it off by the time I'm 40.
but there you go. I
But
mean, hey,
yeah.
there's lots of people who, yeah, I think you can still do it.
Yeah, I think I can too. Probably be killed for it.
You told me that too.
Jamal
You were
being
like,
explained, like you should just build a theater like me. Yeah, you have to go all
speaking
the way,
of,
do all this stuff.
speaking of tying into this, our question today is actually for Dom.
It's for me.
Uh, so the comment is from. Do we name the person who this is going on?
Oregano, cilantro.
Anywho, you know who you are, but shout out to you. You were like, Dom, I'd love to hear more about
We
your
don't know who you
music
are.
making versus performing. And like the styles, and I'll show us some. I know you don't have any available at the time, Dom, so that's totally fine. But
Well, tell you
can
it's not
you?
true, but I'm not going to show anything right now.
Okay, well that's fine. I was gonna cover for you there, but you know,
That's fine. I won't use that as an excuse. Oh,
uh,
God.
but can you like talk us through like because I know Jamal does a little bit of writing of music too, so I do not. I just perform music. Can you walk us through the differences between performing and like making music, like
Well, to
the
me,
art of
performing
writing it?
music will always be much easier.
Yeah, I agree
Now,
with
on
that.
a strict schedule, if I was doing like 50 shows a year on some crazy stuff on Broadway, or if I was on tour and I'm doing my like 2 back-to-back shows per week with an extra one on Saturday or Sunday or something like that, it's gonna be rough.
Yeah,
Like when I'm making an album, when I'm done with the album, I'm done with the album. It's over.
yeah,
But making it, to me, it's a little intertwined because when I'm writing songs or I'm like singing these things, trying to figure out a chorus or a hook, I'm in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, how will this be able to be performed? And I try not to limit it, like, it's not gonna, because I watch Michael Jackson performances, I watch Drake, Chris Brown, all these people I look up to. And sometimes they perform it a different way than it sounds. And it kind of
yeah,
messes with me. And it's sometimes it's just as simple as it's gonna be hard to belt out all of Dirty Diana
Mhm.
while you're over here doing backflips running around the
yeah.
stage.
No, I definitely
And
couldn't
it's
do that, man.
completely fine. But I mean, yeah, the short answer is I try to lean towards whatever I want the music to be, and I'll figure out the performance later. But I kind of try to, like I say, intertwine it so that the music itself is pretty performative, and you can kind of tell when certain things may happen if I were to perform it on a stage. And I've told Jamal. Jamal talked about the album he wants to make, and it's very themed. I don't know. Maybe you've considered how the theme of your album will go into a performance of that. Or if you don't even plan on doing a concert run or something, you just want to put out this music and you're going to have this music supporting acting in your building of your theaters around these places. I don't know what you intend to do with that or if you even care about the performance aspect.
Do you mind if I ask you guys a couple follow-up questions?
Sure.
I don't want to belabor the point too much, but I just find it really interesting. So, do you think that I almost worded that really aggressively? Yes or no? I'm so sorry. I was like, do you think yes or no for the fans right now? No. Do you think it is easier to just sing the song?
Yes.
Or to okay, all right. You for the audience. What I was asking is, do you think it's easier to sing the song or write the song? Like no performance really involved in the sense of like for an audience, just like singing it. And then two, do you think if you were doing 500 shows a year or something like that,
Crazy.
I don't even know if that's possible.
That's more than one every day. That's insane.
I think I added a 0 there.
Vegas residency or something.
But do you and Jamal, this is for you too, since you also write. Do you think it's okay to have writers for your songs? Because that's what I would have to be. If I was a rock star, I don't think I could write my songs. I would need someone to write my songs for me.
I think that's entirely fine. I think sometimes it goes into you can probably. I'll give you the full point after you say your thing, but I just want to say it goes into who you are and the type of song it is. If you're doing a rock song or you're just doing like those concert ballads that were, because Frank Sinatra didn't write all his music, but I bet you nobody knows who did write the music. They just Frank Sinatra sang the song. You know, Michael Jackson didn't write all his music. Eventually, he wanted to because he had a close connection to it, but he didn't write all his songs, and nobody cared because it's a Michael Jackson song. Nobody said,
"Okay,
it's a Robert Redford song performed by Michael Jackson." No, it's a Michael Jackson song.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it goes to you. Like I'll expand on my point after what you have to say, but
yeah, no, I think it's the same thing. We had this discussion a few months ago, maybe, because when you do a rap, there's a
stigma against people rapping.
I was about to say there's a stigma for that, right? And
my thing is, why does it matter? And that's what I asked him is the why. I'm always going to ask why. I don't think it matters when it comes to anything else. Like Bruno Mars doesn't have to write all his music. Michael Jackson, freaking Pharrell. Am I saying his name right?
Yeah, his name is Pharrell.
That man produces a lot of music. He writes for other artists, big artists. Beyonce didn't write all her music, and then she's freaking Queen Bee. Like it's.
She can perform.
Just performance, right? Look at Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, freaking I can't fool myself, I don't want nobody else to ever love me.
Yeah, Luther did not write all that stuff.
Didn't write
I didn't care at all.
At all. But it's beautiful. Now when it comes to rap, I think that's where the weakness in the ties changed for reasons that I think just don't matter, right? Ice Cube is one of the best rappers
ever. And
he wrote music for other rappers, and they didn't care back then. But when it comes to rap battles, and
I mean, you better write that yourself,
right? But then I think that's where it started from. Personally, I think it like growing up, you freestyle, you do it all the time.
Freestyle, cipher.
I could do it just with freaking a random Joe in the streets. Like it's just fun to do. But then it grew into like. You watch like 8 Mile and they're like freestyling, right? But if somebody wrote that freestyle, it's like, oh, you suck. And I think it kind of grew from that culture to like, dang, if you can't write your own raps, then you're not really a real
Now, if
rapper.
you pretend that you write your own raps and you've never written your own raps, that's something entirely different.
I feel like that.
I know Drake gets a bad rap because he had somebody help him write on If You're Reading This, It's Too Late.
Okay.
Yeah, where he had people on there. Pusha T's been getting a lot of flack because Quentin Miller helped him write his stuff on his best album. I haven't even really heard it.
Yeah.
But I know in my heart, I just know. There's no way everybody wrote everything Pusha T's ever wrote. It's Pusha T. There's no way somebody wrote everything Drake ever wrote. How would they know that his mom was
I think there's no problem with collaboration. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
now, I just don't want you to pretend it's something not. What I wanted to get to, and you said it doesn't really matter, And I get it. To me, I would never let anybody write for me
Yeah.
under any circumstances. It's not even a pride thing. It might be a little bit of a pride thing. It's not so somebody can't use it against me in a rap battle. It is a pride thing. Let me just say it like this. And I was thinking
Well,
about
I
this
think
whole
that's
week.
fine. You made it clear that, like, if like I was a rock star, that you would have no problem with me having writers as long as
No,
I
I
didn't take
I
credit
just want
for
a good
those
song
writers.
there, yeah.
This is just a
Yeah.
preference
For
for
me,
yourself,
it doesn't really
which is
come down
fine.
to even credit. It's egotistical. So watch me when I say this, but I do mean exactly what I'm saying right here. I do not think, no matter who it is, it could be Michael Jackson himself, anyone a short thing other than God. And even that, I would have to have a conversation. I don't think anybody in history can write something better for me to say than me.
Yeah.
So I won't let them.
Well,
And
I
that's
kind of
all it
agree
really
with
comes down
that
to.
in a sense. I don't know if I agree with like the scale, but I think that is kind of true for what
God, I have something for you to say. I'd be like, okay, God, but I'm going to put out a statement saying you wrote this.
no one can tell the story that you can tell. And I mean, a song, especially if it's coming from the heart, is your story to tell. So I can see it being like, hey, well, I mean, I want to tell my story through song. That's what you want to do as a singing artist. So no one's going to be able to write my experience better than me. So
Yeah.
I agree with it in theory, for sure.
Yeah. When it comes to performance, though, I've also taken into account how I want certain performances to go. It's probably going to go based on the album and the venue I'm at. But when I'm making music, I am imagining performing it. Now, it is, like I said, it has a drawback where I have to be careful it doesn't hinder just the artistic expression. I'm not like, this wouldn't go good in a stadium setting. I have to make what the music has to be. But I'm going to perform it. I'm going to be doing a backflip. Hopefully my front flip or backflip won't cause another injury. But
Just don't do it at the performance I go to.
Yeah.
That'd be really awkward.
I just bleed down the face. Hey, Jamal's in the front.
I'll just be sitting there with Lizzie going like, that's your godfather. And
of course,
just face
it's the one time I bring Eric out on the stage. This is my buddy Eric. I haven't seen him in forever. Hi, Jamal. I know it. It was you.
It was you.
It was you. Oh, shout out to Eric, wherever you are. He's doing his own thing, actually.
He
I
is.
think he's writing
He's probably
poetry
further
now.
along than us.
He's what?
I think he's writing poetry now.
He's doing a lot more than that.
He has his own acting class.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For the camera.
So if you ever want to brush up on your skills, Josh, head over to El Paso, Texas.
El Paso, Texas. I thought he was in New York.
No.
Oh, I have no idea.
No, he's in El Paso.
I'm pretty sure he's in El
Man,
Paso.
I don't know. Abby knows where he is, but I don't know where he is.
Yeah.
I'm with you, though. When it comes to the performance aspect of it, I feel this is where I am conflicted. No one will ever write for me. Because like you said, who can tell my story better than I can? But on the opposite side of that, there are people who can say my story better than, let me reframe.
Like you tell them the story and they
like-
can word it in a way that might be better than you.
Right. And collaborative, that's perfect, right? But then you look at people like Adele and people like
Dang.
Bruno Mars, right? In the sense of they wrote for, or not Adele, but Bruno wrote for a lot of people. And then he'll sing the song himself later that he wrote. And it's like, dang, maybe you should have
This should be your
just
song.
sung it yourself, right? But then it's also like Adele has a lot of people write songs for her. But when you hear her sing,
Like nobody else
it's
could have
like,
done this.
whoa, this
This
is
an Adele
amazing,
song. This
right?
is crazy.
And I think that goes into the performance aspect of it. And I think this is where you can come into, Joshua, is that writing and performing are two different things, right? But it's how you do it. And it's the art of it. Music is an art. Acting is an art. They're different, but they're one and the same. Growing up and doing monologues and things, I had a teacher say, can you do this song as a monologue? Just to see if you can understand what is being said, right? And I think that's where I would get into the performance part of it. Because you can sing a song. I can hear any song right now and I can sing it just like them. But do you have those same that person has, right? Are you breaking down the story and are you telling it the way it's supposed to be told, right? I can go sing Happy Birthday right now, but is it meaning the same as if somebody else is saying it. And I think when I do a song, when I do a monologue, whatever it is, I'm more so personally a storyteller in the sense of I'm telling a story, I'm in it, I want to include the audience a lot, and I want you to come away feeling some type of way as well. So I'm going to work out my personal acting craft is working more on storytelling than just actions and everything, right? There's other ways to go about acting and whatnot. But when you have a song and you can break it down for this is personal. When I have a song and I break the song and I just speak it, is it clear what I'm saying? Not just how I'm saying, but are the words clear? Does it make sense? Is this what is trying to say? Is the beginning, middle, end? Is it all important? Right? It's one thing to have a catchy song that just sounds great, but then it's like, okay, when you look at the lyrics, am I telling the story the way it's supposed to be told? And I
Is
think
this the
those are
way to get the meaning across?
right. I think those are different aspects that people, typical people that don't break down songs, just care about the beats and the melodies
Which are important, but
are important. But then it's like, okay, well, I like this song. That's why I listen. I listen to albums 3 times before I judge it because I'm like, okay, the first time I listen to it is blind and I just hear it for what it is. It's awesome. But then every time I listen to it, I hear something different, and I'm like, dang, that actually is really cold. Or even like a bar, like you can hear a bar, and you're like, dang, that was hot. But it's like, okay, well, what are they saying? And it's like,
yeah.
okay, now that was cold, right? When you, Joshua, when you've done musicals and everything, how do you go about singing it or performing it? Like, is there a difference in your mind between singing and performing?
Uh, so yes, I've for the audience, I started in musical theater. That's what my introduction to acting was, and as much as I complain about it, that's probably where I've spent most of my time. I
Mhm.
tried to become a super serious film actor, but most of my time was really spent in musical theater. I love it. Um, Not a fan of the culture, really. It's a little too much for me, but I love. There's nothing like singing a song on a stage with lights and just belting out amazing songs. But it makes me think of a couple points. So when going off of the speaking thing, I remember I was really struggling with a love song in Guys and Dolls, where I was playing Sky Masterson, and it was the "I've Never Been in Love Before," and it's him like truly like for the first time letting down his fake masculinity, for lack of a better term, of like dropping this suave, cool guy, tough guy act and really opening up to Sarah. And for the first time, like letting the true man be there. And I was struggling because I was just singing it like a pretty song, which I could do. I have a good voice. I was able to sing it in a very satisfying way, but it felt like I was just singing the song. And so what the director had me do was say it as a person. Like I've never been in love before. Like just like going through it almost like a monologue of just like opening up to this woman and like showing her my vulnerabilities, that I am not a cool guy. I am not Sky Masterson. I'm just a guy. And it really changed the way I performed it, because once you understand the words and their meanings, then you can move on to the rhythms and the melody and how they serve the story that's being told. Because a really good musical composer, every single part serves, like the rhythm, the melody, it all serves the story of when it speeds up, when it slows down, when it's precise, when it's more wishy-washy. Like it really helps you um do that. And that is what I feel like a musical theater performance is, that everything serves the story. And going off the thing of like, how do you make a song that's not yours in a sense? I got cast as Willy Wonka, and I was terrified because I was like, I'm not Gene Wilder. You know what I mean? Like, not even Johnny Depp, in my opinion, could fill the shoes of Gene Wilder. Like, he killed that role in like a way that I don't think will ever truly be surpassed. And I remember I was freaking out about it, and someone was like, "Well, don't play Gene Wilder Willy Wonka. Play your Willy Wonka." And I started to think about what it would like to be someone who got to the top and then realized he had no one to pass it on to. He did all this work, became the greatest of all time, and then, but who was it for?
Mm.
And then it kind of got into this idea of seeing Willy Wonka as a father who never had a kid, who never like he had no heir. He had no one to share his success with. Because I mean, what is success for if it's not for the people around us? Like pride and all that stuff only gets you so far. So I started to play Willy Wonka as more of that, and it really, someone would have to tell me if they saw it, if they felt like it worked, but it changed my way of playing the character. I played him more like there was a deep hurt behind all of the jokes and the acting that way, which really resonated with me because I carry a lot of hurt and I try to cover it up with humor.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, clearly I'm Spider-Man. The the sorry, and then like another thing when I played Javert in Les Miserables, I wanted to play a character more true to the books, probably, where Javert was more of a atheist. But in the musical, they make him pretty devout in his way of speaking. So I was like, what would a man raised in a culture where you were expected to believe in God, but had this crippling fear that it wasn't real? What would he do? And I felt like he would start to worship rules and laws instead of truly God, because he's a man who needs that order because he's been raised with it, but deep down he doesn't believe in it.
Hmm.
And that's how I played Javert, as someone who like truly was filled with hopelessness, and the only thing he could hold on to was a system, and that's why he inevitably did what he did, because he found out that the system was flawed, which meant for him God was flawed, which meant there was no purpose anymore. And I think that's a pretty unique take on Javert. Let me know if in the audience if you're like, oh, I played Javert and I played him the exact same way, and then I'll be like, oh well, great minds think alike, clearly.
There you go.
Or a closer example, not really a musical, but when me and Jamal were in Elephant's Graveyard together, I was playing that the strongman's true greatest fear was he would not be able to be strong forever, and his entire identity was based off of his physique and strength. And that at one point, the whole thing that got him to America, that made him popular, at some point, it would all go away.
Hmm.
And just that battle of self-worth. And I just feel like, especially with musicals, there's so much you can do with performing someone else's work, but adding your twist on it. And I feel like it's a little different, like if you are you performing a song by someone else. I think it's still there to a sense. I think it's easier in musicals where you are playing a character and bringing something in there. I think it gives you a little bit more to work with. But yeah, I think that it is a beautiful thing. I don't think there's any form. I think music is the highest form of everything. Like music is the highest form of prayer, in my opinion. Music is the highest form of entertainment in like a live sense. And there's just something in us that is so in love with music that I just don't think it can really be denied. Like there's a feeling you get when you hear Masquerade from Phantom of the Opera, like this thrill inside of you, or One Day More from Les Miserables.
it's those dopamines. Like, think about it. How many times have you watched? I don't know. A movie. Just name a movie. I'm sure it's probably like 3 or 4 times. Unless it's like a movie you really, really loved, and maybe it's obviously more. But I, compared to a song, I could listen to a song hundreds of times just because every time I listen to it, it makes me feel some type of way.
It's
They're
also only like
shorter
3.5
too,
minutes.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm about to say yeah, they're shorter
Well, it's
too.
also just
So
so emotionally charged. I think there's
yes,
I'd love to discover more of the science of it, but that our reaction to music is just different from our reaction to anything else. Like you can hear a song and it takes you straight back to where you
a
were
memory.
in that
Yeah,
moment. Where yeah, there's other things like you can see a movie that reminds you of something, but like for the movie Treasure Planet, I love that movie. But there's a certain scene in Treasure Planet where there's like a song in the background playing and it's like a montage moment. And anytime I hear that, I just remember sitting in the theater by my dad and holding onto his arm. And like that memory stays with me every time I hear that song at that part in the movie. So
yeah.
it's less like the movie and more like the song in that movie at that time.
Yeah.
And
You hear Indiana Jones, but you hear the dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
which makes me remember, like so much stuff. And music is just kind of in its own category. I find it hard to. It's so inextricably linked to something in us that can't really be defined. A soul, I guess. Like, yeah, it stimulates parts of our brain and stuff like that, but I feel like it stimulates even more than that. I think it stimulates the divine in us.
Yeah.
So that I think there's a lot of insight that in Narnia, Aslan creates the world and universe of Narnia by singing it into existence.
Mm.
I think there's a lot to that.
Yeah, good
It just
example. I'm
feels
glad you
it
brought
feels
that up.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you, when you make music, right? First question is there's multiple questions. I'll be done with questions. But when you make music, do you take the time to think, okay, same question I have with him, singing versus performing music, right? Even your songs, right? Or freaking any song that you can think of, a Chris Brown, Drake, whatever it is. Do you think there's a difference between singing it and performing it? And also a different question is when you're singing a song and you're going on tour, I know it hasn't happened yet, but when you do you think it's going to sound just like it is on the track? And do you think it's going to, how different do you think it should be, right? Because I could sing, like I said, happy birthday, just how it is normally. But when I get on stage, do I want to sing it?
Happy birthday!
No. But do I want to sing it that same way 100 times, like throughout every city, every country, everything? Like, do I want to?
I get what
And
you're
then how's it
saying.
going to go? But first one, singing versus
Um,
performing.
so singing versus performing, I think it's nearly the same depending on what you do.
Mm.
Now, if you're just copying what an artist does, you're still performing it, but you're attempting to perform it the way they did because you're still performing on that track. That's why you have to do multiple takes to get it to end this way. Now, if you sing during a performance,
Mm.
it's probably going to end up different. I like when an artist does it. You brought up Drake. There's these times where he changes the track based on like where he is, like, or artists in general, like change a city on the track to this, or they'll yell this part of the song because they know it gets people hype while it's like a normal speaking voice part of the song like this.
Mm.
And I like it and I don't like it in the sense that I'm used to this. I'm so conditioned. This is the way this song is.
Yeah.
So it should sound like this versus what's good for the performance, what will make the audience enjoy coming here. Because like you said, do you want to do it the same every night? And only do you want to do it the same every night because there are some pluses in that as well. You're giving, like, let's say you do a stage production, no music at all. if you're giving different inflections and different mannerisms for these scenes every single show, it can, especially for the people who go and see the show multiple times, you're like, whoa, that scene played completely differently. It didn't feel the same as when I liked it more this night versus this night.
Mhm.
And that can be a plus, that can be a minus. But to me, I think the consistency per show is important because to me, my shows will be like a mix between like a concert and a stage production. And certain things like I'm gonna have to hit my mark. I'm gonna have to do this song happens here, and then I'm gonna do a flip over here, like that sort of thing.
Mhm.
But I think some variation so that this is a different show from for this crowd versus this crowd may be worth it. Now, like you said, going back to what you said for singing, like let's say I'm in the booth and I'm doing a ballad. And I'm singing my heart out, blah, blah, blah. It's still a performance. Technically speaking, it's still a performance.
Mhm.
I may not be considering in that moment, like I said during my spiel, how this is going to work in the moment, like 10 years from now when I'm doing this show again. Like, oh, I'm on my last tour. Am I going to do it the same way I did here? Or am I going to change it up? And there's a lot of things to take into consideration.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's going to be me writing it. So I'll probably take some of it into consideration as I'm crafting the song. But when I'm singing something I know, I usually almost always attempt to sing it the way I've always heard it.
Mhm.
I'm not going to take certain liberties. Sometimes I do, like if I'm in the car, I'll do a harmony or something like that. But yeah,
Do you feel some type of way about it? Because I know you are very, how do you say it? Not, you're very,
particular.
particular. I would say strategic in your things, but,
I suppose so.
and,
I take that too.
and this could be for you too. I don't know how you are with flexibility in some certain things, but when you're singing a song, right? And let's say you're hearing Michael Jackson sing the, I don't know, "Baby Be Mine" or any song, right?
I love that
Or
song.
Thriller. Let's say Thriller because everyone knows Thriller. Let's say he's singing Thriller, right? And he gets to a part that he would normally do, but it's like slowed down way more than it usually is, or it's just not even spoken or anything. Does that make you feel some type of way?
Sometimes I've seen concerts online where they'll like extend a section or they'll make it slower or turn off the track and they'll sing it a cappella and add a few things here and there. I think it's really cool. It depends on how good it is.
Yeah.
If I don't like it as much as the normal track, I'm going to wish you did it.
Mm.
If it's not what I expected and pleasantly enjoyable, it still doesn't have to be at the same level as this, but
Can you do it for yourself? Like, let's say you're just,
that's what I was about to say too. I don't know if I'd be able to. My initial instinct is try to sing this the same level and the same way on the track
Mm.
that people experienced. But I might turn it down, change the key or something like that. I don't know.
because I know when we specifically went in college, and a lot of musical theater people, I've hung out with a lot of people, but you could be just chilling. We could be chilling in, like how we are now, just sitting around doing nothing, and just a song pops in our head. Then you singing it, just having fun, but you don't sing it the way you're supposed to sing it, like this, and it's not the right notes, or like you're not in the right octave, whatever. And then those people be like, "Oh no, you're not doing it right. You got to do it like this." Could one of y'all, is that how y'all are, or does that make you feel some type of way internally? Like you don't have
No,
to
I
vocally say it,
Stephanie will
but
mention this. I always like you're not in the right key.
okay.
You change keys mid
I
thing.
think
I don't really care. If you're
I
just having
think
fun, who cares?
you need to have the song down like clockwork. But then if the movement takes you, the feeling takes you, you can quote unquote break that rule and do something different. Because I mean, music again is so much feeling in it. I think it's okay with surrendering to that feeling, as long as you're not like throwing off other actors or other performers
Mm.
or your accompaniment and stuff like that. But I do think, like Dom said, you should have it down to a clockwork that you can perform it the same pretty much every time. And then if the movement takes you in the moment, take a risk, try something new. Um, there's nothing wrong with innovating, but make sure you have the system down before you start running around like a crazy person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think of, you mentioned Michael Jackson, who's my favorite. He did a performance at the Grammys of Man in the Mirror, and he took some liberties there too. Like, yo, 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 yo. Like, he's doing all this cool stuff because it's live. He's actually singing it.
Mhm.
And I really like that performance because if he was just to do it the normal way, it'd be beautiful. It's an amazing song. But it really showed the emotion. Like, he's really getting into it. He's on his knees singing it. He's adding extra ad libs in there, Michael Jacksonisms and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that can be really, especially in those one-off performances where I'm not gonna do this the next 4 nights. This is your shot. This is the only time I'm doing this year's Grammy Award performance of Man in the Mirror. I think that's a really special moment. Like, oh yeah, you've heard Man in the Mirror. Like, you want to listen to Man in the Mirror? Yeah, I've heard Man in the Mirror. Yeah, but you haven't heard this Man in the Mirror. Okay, this performance is crazy. That's
Yeah.
a special moment for the audience. And something that you can only really get away with in music. If you're like, I'm gonna show them something today, and you're doing Lion King, and you just go completely off script, like, what the heck do you think you're doing?
Facts. No, that'd
No
be
one will.
hilarious.
You're getting your butt
Yeah,
kicked.
I think music allows so much freedom in the way that
Yeah.
you do things that you don't have in things like Shakespeare. Like, I can't be in the middle of Macbeth and be like,
And
I'm not gonna kill this person. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm the good guy now. I'm safe. My wife won't trick me.
you know what? I think my wife is evil. No, like, you know, like, you get
Oh my
where,
gosh, this
like,
hasn't happened before. We're really in it now. This is it.
like,
They'd
and
be like,
okay,
kill
you
him.
can't just go and like change a line in a song or something like that. Like, but you can change how something is really done, and like music is just so flowing and beautiful. I know I typically try to keep things very like structure based, but music is this is gonna sound so stupid, but like structure without structure. Like music is just in kind of a realm of its own, and I do think that you have to have that base to be able to perform Man in the Mirror like 800 times in a row and it be the same quality every time.
Yeah.
But since you have that ability to do that, you can shift things, you can bend the rules, you can even break them. I think it's the same with like musical theater as well. Like, maybe you sing a line instead of just singing it. Like, this isn't something I would want to do, but like maybe at the scene where the Phantom is like begging Christine to go with her, basically like his own proposal. Maybe you speak a part of that instead of belting it out. I love the belting part of it, but again, like artists innately get bored of things very quickly. That's kind of our nature.
Yes.
So find those innovations, find those new ways.
I think music has a great balance. There's other forms of art, right? But I think the big three are like the tangible art, where it's like you paint, sculpt, whatever it is. Then there's on the further end acting, where though you have a lot of flexibility with your own personal stuff, once that is set, it's like you have to sit here, you have to sit here because the lighting depicts this, and you have to do all that. But then music, you have freedom and liability to do a lot of stuff. And I think those are so far fetched that it's cool to see a middle ground, right?
Yeah.
I feel like people that paint, though there are rules and regulations to painting, I've seen people just like could draw like a dot on a big whiteboard and sell it for like $100,000. Like that's just some like it's an exaggerative thing, but it's like, bro, this is what art is. In a sense, it's freedom. You can do whatever you want, and there's going to be somebody that's going to buy it.
And I will say, going off the acting thing you were just saying, this thought kind of struck me, where like acting can be very precise. Like you have to get to this spot at a certain time. But I think as an actor, you can really play with how do I get to that spot?
Yeah.
In what way do I get to that spot? Like, yes, there's these limitations. That yes, the light is going to be here at this time, and I have to be there to hit this point. But like, how do you get there? Why do you get there? There's so much you can play with these things that you play within the structure, that you have to understand how and why, and then you can really start to play with it. And I think music is the biggest example of that, but it's in every single art. Like, if you don't have the structure of the thing, you can't really play inside of it, because if there's no building that you're in, you can't really do much in the building.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well done.
And yes, I am a broken record. I apologize to everyone.
It's okay. We got this point through. It's all good. I think.
Any other questions? Any comments? Any concerns? Yeah, no?
I'm concerned about a lot of things. Why do my knees keep cracking?
It's because of
You're sitting down.
Oh,
And then you get
it's
up.
because you're old.
Oh.
Yeah.
Old at 30.
You're gonna do better.
30 hit, and I was like,
He's been complaining about his knees hurting for the last decade.
look,
What a phrase metal.
I did a lot of ego lifting, especially with squats and stuff like that, because I felt like I wasn't good enough. So at a certain point, ego lifting catches up with you. If you see my arm moving, I'm massaging my knee.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Any comments or concerns, Jamal, before we end?
Nah.
Want to say something nice to the audience?
You want to start us off?
No, I want to end it because I'm the button pusher.
No, you
You
start.
made a good point.
Okay.
He pushes
Thank
the button
you.
afterwards.
Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. I hope you've had a great week. All right, we're over halfway through April. So let us know what you have planned for the rest of the month. And let us know in the comments down below, because Jamal and I are going to go get supplies after this. Let us know what your favorite type of salsa is. And if you had to make a salsa, how would you make it? What would you put in it? What spices? What vegetables? What fruits, maybe even? You throw a pickle in there. Maybe some horseradish. I don't know. Let us know. Maybe we'll take it into consideration for our next batch. Let us know what you've been up to last week. Let us know what you hope us to get up to in coming weeks. We can do any topic. Maybe even we can have a podcast where we game or something. I don't know. We can talk about this thing or while we do actions. We had one where we made mead and we drank and we tested it out.
Yeah, I haven't been on one of those yet, so...
Yeah, maybe we do something all together this time. I don't think it's a salsa one, but...
That tasting mead one?
The second one was very, very bad. I think we scrapped the episode. Yeah, that was bad...
Maybe we have it after Lizzie's born. Abby can lead like a wine tasting thing.
I guess. I'd rather not do alcohol.
I would rather do alcohol.
Okay,
we got you.
maybe I procure a list of things for you guys to try, and you're gonna have to make it over there because I can't make it for you unless you just show up here.
We'll figure
And I'll
it out.
make it for Jamal, or Jamal can help it make it. Some stuff from the books maybe too, and we'll try those.
Yeah, I think that could
And
be
by
fun.
I mean y'all will try those, and we'll see what you think. You guys can rate them. This time, maybe we don't even do mead. Maybe we do true alcoholic beverages. Cocktails and
love those.
stuff like that.
Do you want to do your checkout, or do you want me to do mine?
Anyway,
I got
yes,
it.
thank you. Goodbye.
I would like to say thank you all for coming. You have been amazing, and we enjoy every second that you're with us.
Every second.
Every second. Enjoyed that, and enjoyed that too.
Not every millisecond, though.
No.
You can't make us.
We're still deciding.
Yeah. But we're happy that you're here. We hope that you pick something away from us. As always, I want you to go out there and make a change in your life. Woo! We love you. So go out there and say,
your life.
in your life. In your life. Go out there and say hello to somebody new. Somebody that you've never met before. Just go out there and
If they
say,
run after them.
Faster.
Because they're trying to test you to see whether you're really interested in having a conversation.
and when you catch them, say, you know.
Aren't you glad I'm here to speak? Yeah.
But please, just we want you to be better people. I want you to be better people. Not saying just go. But I'm saying
Y'all need to be better, okay?
No.
We've seen some of the comments. We know you have plans.
You people, no.
What do you mean, you people?
You know what I mean. But no, we all want to strive to be better than we were yesterday. I know I do, and I hope you do too. So please go out there. My dude is coming out with some music soon.
Okay, yeah, technically, I guess.
So-
Depending on what you consider soon, yes.
Whenever that happens, you better go listen to his music. You better like it. All right. So yeah, please. That's all I gotta say. I love you. Drink your apple juice. Drink your coffees. Go to church. I love you. And be back next. And don't forget to drink your tea.
Absolutely. There we go.
The water with the leaves, with the ingredients in there, with the heat and the steam.
Let it heal you.
Whew.
Let it balance your chakras.
Okay, Uncle Iro.
Let the tea balance. All right, Josh.
Mine's going to be a little bit off topic, I guess, sort of. But I heard something beautiful a couple weeks ago, and I just want to share it here as saying goodbye to people for this week. Remember, the only thing that you're really able to bring into this world with you is love. When you're born, you're not strong, you're not smart, you're not even good looking, you look like an alien. You come in with only love, and when you leave, you only leave with love. So don't become too attached to your looks or your strengths or your intelligence, because all that will fade, and all you'll be left with is love at the end of the day. So take that away, and just remember to love the people around you. Smile at the person you walk past. Say hi. Open the door for someone. Do those little acts of love around you, because that's the only real lasting gift we can give each other. So just give the best gift you can to everyone around you.
Well said. Well said. Thank you very much. We hope you've had a wonderful time watching this episode, and we'll see you next time on Soul Oasis. Take care.